Welcome back, and another week of talking technical. And thank you for all the requests. It looks like everybody by now know our WhatsApp number, and they even know our Twitter account, and they know our email. So they just send in requests. And I must kick off with one of the top performers, I think, of the year. In actual fact, last year as well. It is Richemont. I mean, Richemont put in an wonderful rally. I mean, from October last year, 170 Rand 78 to 289 now. And the question was, can I still hold on to my Richemonts? Well, one thing is for sure, look at this wonderful trend. I mean, the other day I thought that we're going to see a lower high, and I will show you now why I thought that. And on the other hand, what do you see? You see this beautiful momentum up in this channel. And I mean, this channel is a wonderful, can you believe it, ascending channel. Now, ascending channel is always positive. While, and that's important, while the share moves inside the channel. Now, there you are. If you look at the stock, the topper end or the upper end of this channel is 300 Rand. But there's something else. We saw the other day that the share made this breakaway gap. And can you see this little tiny gap? Now, this was the candle that gave me the idea that maybe we're busy seeing a lower high. Now, the lower high was, there was the high. It came back. It tried to test the new high. It could not do that. It come back. And then I thought, if the share can close below that, we will see a lower high. But what happened? During the session, let's zoom it out for you. During the session, the share came back. It tested the lower band of this channel. And where did it close? Just above that line. And where was the low of that candle? The low was 275.44. Now, below 275.44, we could see another lower high and maybe a move to the downside. But what happened? It bounced exactly off that. But this is the crucial point. Now, the viewer that asks, can he still hold on to his Richemont? I definitely believe so. And the reason why I say that, look at this breakaway gap. And remember, Richemont is the share in the top 40 index with the highest weighting. And that weighting, I think now at the moment is almost 20%. So it's quite a heavy weighting. But this gap, and that's the important thing, this gap is between 282 and 281.20. So while we're above that gap, the momentum to the top is in place. And what do we see? We see that the share also managed to close on a brand new high. Now, a brand new high close usually tells you that the momentum is so solidly to the strong, it can maybe even surprise you and it can go higher. So what is the news here? Hold on to your stock. I will say be nervous when it starts to close this gap. And of course, when it breaks this line, but I mean, this is a way down. That's only at 275 that you will see that Richemont can maybe break this beautiful ascending channel and then move lower from there. But at the moment, momentum up. There's your 50-day moving average well above it. I mean, there's just no way that this is a threat at the moment, and that sits at 261.07. So while it's above that, all the guys for the medium term will be happy about the stock. Let's have a look at Spar, because a lot of the companies in the food retailing business are struggling with the higher inflation. But what I see here is we've got this beautiful rally up. There's the 50-day moving average, so everything is still okay. But what worries me is the following. Look at that little line there. And the moment I see a head and shoulder formation with a skew neckline, I can always remember Mr. Clive Roffey, Dr. Clive Roffey. He was always 100% sure that even if there's a head and shoulder formation with a skew neckline, it can also play out. And I agree fully with him. Yes, we always like to see a horizontal neckline. That pleases us a lot. But even a skew neckline, that is not a problem. And what do we see here? We see the left shoulder here. We see the head here. And we're busy on the right shoulder. But the big thing for me, look at the shadows. There's some shadows to the top. That gave us a beautiful tweezer top. Every time that the share got close to this 154 Rand level, there was some sellers involved in the share. But for me, the crucial point is this neckline, and that sits at 143.63. Now, if that changes into a resistance, I think the first thing that we need to look at, where can the share go to, because this is a stern performer. And if we look at that, it can maybe go down to 138.32, but for me, this is the crucial one. There's the neckline, there's the head, and let's just do a sum there, and we take it to the downside. That will bring it a little bit below the 50-day moving average. And of course, if it's below the 50-day moving average, some medium-term investors will really get worried about the share. But the big thing is, while the support is holding, you can hold on to your shares. But unfortunately, if that breaks, be nervous, because then the share can maybe surprise you to the downside. Because remember this rally from January from 113 Rand to 155 Rand. It's not too shabby. It's a nice, solid rally. Well, let's have a look at Sanlam. I think it was Nelly that sent me, she wants to buy it, because she say, instead of putting money with big investment houses, she believes that she can just put the money into Sanlam, and Sanlam will do the trick for her. Well, I've got news for her. It's a very good argument, but then you must buy Sanlam when it's quite low, because then you can get a nice return and sometimes also get a dividend. But when Sanlam had this rally from 47 Rand to 60 Rand in a matter of, let's say, a month or a month and a half, then I'll be a little bit nervous. For me, look at this shooting star there right at the top. That will make me a little bit nervous. There you are. You can see the shooting star. Remember, a shooting star is always a reversal candle. That will tell you that there's some sellers around. And what happened? It was confirmed with this bearish engulfing candle. That is negative. But for me, it will not be a buy at the moment. But I will use this line as a guideline. If Sanlam goes below 56.69, maybe we've got the top in the share price and it can maybe go a little bit lower. But there's your 50-day moving average. And why do I keep my 50-day moving average on? Because everybody is starting to feel more comfortable about the market, and they believe that the market is offering value, irrespective of some inflation fears, irrespective of a fear maybe in America that there will maybe be a recession. But for me, Sanlam, top company with a lot of cash, solid investment team. But for me, I will only get positive for Sanlam again if it gets above 60 Rand 78 cents. Unfortunately, below that, I think we may be working on a pattern here that the share has rallied a little bit too much, and we can maybe see a pullback. And Nelly, yes, if we do see a pullback and we maybe get it back to this 50 Rand levels, 52 Rand levels, because Sanlam is keen to do this trend thing up from 59 all the way down to 47, then up again to 56, then all the way down to 47. It's almost in a band here, massive consolidation band. So for me, I will trade this big band. If it gets back to 49 Rand, 48 Rand, it will be nice. It will look solid to me. And then maybe you can dabble back into the share. Well, let's have a look at Natgas. And we did discuss that. And it did give all the viewers that followed that program, it gave us a beautiful rally. But now, natural gas is under pressure again. Let's have a look here. It gave us this beautiful rally from $2, let's say $2.1, all the way up. Can you believe it? It almost touched $3. Did it touch? It $2.97. It went to as high as $2.97. Beautiful rally. Now it's under pressure, and I think we need to wait for it to give us another reversal candle, maybe close to the bottom, close to this $2 level. Then we can maybe look at this, the instrument again. But yes, it did give us a beautiful rally. For the viewers that made some good money out of that, I'm happy. But at the moment, I think you all need to wait for a beautiful reversal candle. Unfortunately, we do not see it. But where's the levels to the downside? It's maybe 2.36. And I think close to 2.20, we probably will be very close to a nice support. And if the instrument starts to surprise, where will be this first sign of strength? It will be above 257. Well, thank you for watching the show. Visit our website, www.fransdeklerk.com, for more info. And of course, always, we will chat again.